Ladies and gentlemen, I have a problem. You know how that song goes, more money, more problems. Oh, yeah, you got it. 90% of people don't care that I have a problem. But 10% of people are glad I got it. I just come here today to see maybe my problems is the same as your problems. Maybe we have kindred spirits, if you will. So, take this journey with me. Did you know in the average American household, there's 300,000 items? 300,000. Did you also know that 1 out of 4 people struggle with clutter? It's crazy, huh? Well, we need that stuff, right? Come on, for real. What's better than 1 waffle iron? 2! I mean, what's better than 1 Xbox or PlayStation? 2 or 3, 1 for every room, right? We need this stuff. We gotta have it. Or maybe it's just me. So, obviously, I'm the one with the problem. That's my problem. I struggle. I'm 1 out of 4. I have 300,000 items. Not some weird or bad version of hoarders, by the way. Just don't think that. But I did what anybody would do. Most of y'all did it in this room today. You consult professional help when you have a problem, right? So I contacted the most famous doctor in the world, Dr. Google. Yeah, you heard me right, Dr. Google. It's French for know-it-all. But, you know, those in this room, we probably call them Google or WebMD, depending on who you are. But I contacted him. I said, why? Why am I struggling? Why do I have all this stuff? Why I can't let it go? Like some weird Disney princess. And a couple things came up during the search. And I would like to share a few. If this is you, I just think about it. One thing says I may be identifying with my stuff. The other one, he said I may be emotionally attached to my things. Insert clenched pearls. Me? Ha! Really? Identifying with the junk in my house? Come on. Emotionally attached to the things I have? Well, it's Dr. Google or Google. It's French. It's kind of, you gotta believe him, right? So take this journey with me. In my house, I have approximately 45 to 50 pair of Jordans, greatest of all time, because I got the mic. I have those Jordans and they're stacked up. They're so nice. When I put them on, oh, they feel good. When I pair them with a nice outfit, oh, I look good. And because they're so expensive, man, my status. Wait a minute. Does that sound like you? Do you have that problem? Are you identifying with the things that you have? Well, so where did that come from? So growing up in high school, class of 2000 in here, anybody? Yeah. Oh, okay. Y2K, that was a thing. AOL, right? Okay, right. Thank you. Anyway, if you know those in that time, if I had a pair of Jordans, that meant I had a little money. That meant I had a little scratch. Unfortunately, my parents, even though as hard as they worked, they couldn't afford a pair of Jordans for this guy. But I had the finest pair of Pro Wings money could buy. $14.99. Kmart. Right? I vowed from that moment, when I get a job, I'm going to buy a pair of Jordans. And here we are 20 years later, I haven't stopped. Maybe I am identifying. But when I go to work, I have all these awards. I've managed to win squadron, to the group, to the match com. I've managed to win quarterly to annuals. And I have them plastered all over my desk. That's not bad, right? Well, see, the thing is, Airman Jacks wasn't so put together, if you would. You know, the one showing up late, not playing the star card, you know, making it rain, you know, kind of deal. So I was in a little bit of trouble. Took me a while to get my stride, but when I got my stride, everybody would know I'm that guy. Wait a minute, maybe I am struggling with a little identity. Do the things that you have, the things that you collect, is that making up your identity? Well, since we're here, he also said that I may have an emotional attachment to my stuff. Well, at home, you know, I love t-shirts. You know, the graphic t-shirts. You know, the ones you get at a soccer tournament or a conference. You know, the ones you get at 5Ks. The ones you get at, you know, the basketball tournaments. The ones you get at Disney. I got them all. You know, I like them so much that I bought a machine so I could make them on demand. I love them. But when it's time to get rid of those t-shirts, I pick one up and say, okay, yeah, it's time for this one to go. But I can't. You know, I remember this t-shirt. I remember the t-shirt I wore when I was making this t-shirt. I mean, come on. So I'll just set it to the side, Maybe there's something to this. You know, I'm that guy at work. You know the guy, I just recently PCS here, they showed me my desk. They're like, hey, Sergeant Jackson, this is your desk. And I come rolling in with my Pelican case, full of everything I have PCS with from every base I've had. Right? You know that guy. Or maybe it's you. So, Shishi dogs from Japan. I got the Kortush trophy from Turkey. I got that big Stein from Germany. And I've managed to PCS with every desk I've ever had. Is that you? Are we carrying around all this baggage from before? From long time ago? Is that you? I think it's me, for sure. But what does it matter? Right? What does it matter? I got junk, you got junk, we all got junk, right? Am I telling you to sell it, throw it all in the trash, get rid of it? You know, not necessarily. However, every person in this room have a responsibility. Responsibility to manage resources. Last I checked, there's two kind of very important resources. And I'm not going to talk about oil and gas, because I mean that's the hot topic, right? I'm going to talk about time and space. Let's talk about space first. Did you know there's approximately 1,500 wastelands, landfills across the world? We have become so much consumed by what we buy. Every time we buy something, we're throwing the trash away, right? So we have to keep building these landfills because of the stuff that we want to buy. Let's talk about time. Everybody has a hobby, whether it's me with these t-shirts, or maybe you bought that old school Mustang. Any Mustang fans in here? Okay, don't raise your hand. That's fine. But we have to build and work on that Mustang. I talked about my Jordans. The one thing I didn't say is I have to clean them. I have to rotate them. I actually have to put them on and walk around my room keep the souls down, Jordan fans in here? If you don't, you need to do that because your soul will come right off, even if you have more. Anyway, that takes time. You know, we buy the one thing, then we have to buy the one thing to take care of the one thing. Then we have to buy the one thing to take care of the one thing to take care of the one thing. And we buying and buying and buying until we don't even know where it came from. Don't raise your hand in here, but how many of us are inventory equipment that we don't even use anymore? Don't raise your hand, you leadership's in here. But at the same time, we can take those liberties to maybe start trying to get rid of that stuff. We're wasting time. You know, I heard a quote one time, and I like quotes. Your best ability is availability. Now, I know I talk mostly about tangible things, but this works for mental as well. Are we carrying around stuff and cluttering in our brain so that when a person sits to the left or the right of you, they need you, are you going to be available? Well, I have a challenge for us all. Let's take this week. Find one thing at home, mental or physical. One thing at work, probably more physical. And get rid of it. Maybe it's that notepad that's on this last sheet of paper. Come on, throw it out. Maybe it's, I don't know, whatever it is for you, find that one thing and get rid of it. And I promise you, by the end of the week, by the end of the month, by the end of the year, you have gained more time back, and you've also gained more space. Stop accepting clutter.